Hello and welcome to a special episode of the Kennel NRL podcast. Today, we're privileged, honored, blessed, whatever you want to call it, any adjective, to have the one, the only, the great Brent Shifty Sherwin, the last halfback to win a grand final with the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Brent Shifty Sherwin, welcome to the podcast, mate.
No, all good, mate. Glad to be here.
It's been I reached out to you so long ago. I've been dying to get you on. 15-year-old Abdul would be absolutely laughing, bro. Be giggling to just imagine being, talking to what I think is one of the '04 grand final heroes. Firstly, I want to ask you, how you doing? How's everything been since you've retired?
Good, mate. Good. Living at Oyster Bay now, so working on the wharves with a few of the boys from the footy, from Corey, Adam Peake, Barry Ward now. So
wow,
got 3 kids, mate, and footies. Yeah, they love their footy. So footies every weekend, and Oztag when it's not footy. So everything's full on, mate.
So let me confirm, they are doggy supporters, though, right?
Oh, I think they've got a soft spot. My oldest, he's a Bulldogs. My middle's kind of whoever's leading, but I think he's got a soft spot for him as well. And my 7-year-old's he just loves footy and he watches anything.
That's awesome, man. Footy's great, man. So what about you? Are you still like a footy head? Do you still watch all the games, just the doggies games? Like, how do you still engage with the with footy?
I still watch a fair bit of it. My middle son loves watching it, so I kind of, if I'm home, I'll watch it. But I work shift work, so I do a lot of just listening. Triple M and ABC. I think Luke Lewis. I actually enjoy their call as well, and Dane Hallertau. Yep. So, I just kind of listen to it. It's a different perspective, and then when I get to watch it live, it's it's pretty close. So it's try and get as much in as I can.
That's awesome. And I know back in 2019, the club brought you in to do some work as I think it was either a mentor or a halves coach. How long did that association with the club sort of last?
I was there for a few years. Did some kicking. Just found it hard to get enough time with the boys because they were if they'd done enough running or this and that, and they had to rest, and I had work outside of that, so it was kind of a bit hard to try and tee it up, and just kind of in the end I was there with Ciro, and I got a bit. I was just happy. I was just watching him how he works with the boys and stuff like that, and forgot about what I was doing. And in the end, my kids are young, and I want to watch them grow up and watch them play footy and stuff like that. So we kind of just went our separate ways. But I've always got a soft spot for the Dogs, and Cameron's doing such a great job, and I'm actually really enjoying watching him. The last 2-3 years, it's been outstanding.
So you were there when Ciraldo came in as coach?
Yeah, I was doing a little bit of kicking with them. Then Burton didn't really need to teach him too much. It was quite good to see him throw those bombs up like in real life, and they're massive. And Kiraz was trying to get under him, and they were moving about 5 meters with about 5 meters to go. I was like, if anyone can catch that, you're good. And I'm pretty sure Teddy caught one, so I'll give him a rap as well. So I don't know how he done that, because they move like crazy. I wish he put more up.
So actually, on that, maybe I'll ask you, and a lot of the fans, like on the podcast and even on social media, the question's always like, why doesn't Burton put more of them up? Like, is it a coaching thing? Like Ciraldo sometimes says they're unpredictable, which is sort of the whole point. But Burton doesn't put them up enough. What are your thoughts on that?
I'd have to be. It'd have to be strategic, really. Oh, sorry about that. I'd have to just say the strategic. They want to get them in the corners, make them work out from there. To be honest, when I was playing, folks, he never told me once not to do a kick, like a floater, or I always tried to make every kick I did was a competition. So instead of landing it on the 10, I'd put it on the 20, exactly where the wingers or fullback was. And then by that time, as you know, Haslam can jump. So you give him every chance you can. And like 90% of the time, Haslam would come through, catch it. Nigel Wagner, Ben Harris, like I had some good jumpers out there. Matty Utai, stuff like that. So that's kind of where I went. But I think Cameron's got a different strategy, and that's why he does those kicks into the corner.
And so talking about sort of your teammates and back then, as Bulldogs fans, I think when you look back over it somewhat objectively, but also with a lot of nostalgia, I reckon everyone's in agreement that you were second or the second best halfback in the competition, only to Joey Johns, who became the 8th immortal. Like your short kicking game, your footy IQ. Like I remember back then, you would do the kicking it when we got a 20-meter restart to try and kick it to get it out. Right, very few players would do that, and you came in and sort of started doing it, and other players would sort of follow that trend. Do you ever look back and say maybe I didn't get the accolades, or I wasn't, or maybe the NRL didn't understand how good I was? Do you ever look back like that? Because honestly, as Bulldogs fans, we do. We think you are underappreciated as a halfback.
I don't think the NRL. I've got nothing against the NRL.
No, not in that way.
No. Joey was a great player. Joey had everything. He had defense. He had attack. He could bamboozle. You didn't know what he was going to do until he did it, and that's how I tried to play. That's how I played. I would have liked to have played Origin to test myself. I got to play City Origin 3 times, and we won that 3 times. So I got that kind of thing. But, yeah, I would have liked to test myself in Origin and, see how it went, really. So, but it's very nice of you to say. I know the fans and that appreciate me because when they see me, they give me a pat on the back, and I know how my boys feel that I played with. Which is nice. So I'm happy with getting the accolades from you guys and my former teammates.
So speaking of accolades, just quickly, so Jamie Teasdale has given us a super chat. He's just giving you a hello, the great Shifty Sherwin. As I say, bro, you've got so many admirers. And then Brian Dibb, Shifty, you have an aged champion. Strap on the boots. We need you this weekend and the grand final.
Oh, trust me, I would love to. Watching it, you go, oh, yeah, I could still do that. And then I'll go down the field with my young kids, and I was like, no, I can't. The mind's a bit too quick for the body.
All right, so I want to ask you then, get straight into it. Firstly, there's been a lot of conjecture, a lot of talk about our halves and about the mid-year changes with Galvin being brought in and Sexton sort of being dropped and the whole kerfuffle, right? And your ex-teammate, Braithen Astar, has sort of spearheaded the discussion on NRL 360. I want to get your thoughts on that. Do you think... Well, actually, first, I'll let you sort of give me your thoughts on the changes that Seraldo made mid-season.
Yeah. Look, Lockie Galvin, he's 19. He can play footy. He's got good vision, and he's only going to get better. Toby Sexton was with them all the first half of the season, so they were used to him, and they were playing really good footy. So then usually you've got a whole off-season to get used to the boys, where Lockie Galvin's kind of been put in there, and he's similar. He straightens up a lot. He's running a bit sideways at the moment, but I think he'll turn that around. But when Sexton came on the weekend, he really straightened it up, and you actually noticed how direct he was, and it actually gave room to the outside backs. So, mate, Gus and Cameron, this is the future, and I think Lockie will come through with flying colours, but we just got to give him a little bit of time.
And do you think that they should have stuck with Sexton as halfback? even though Galvin was brought into the team?
Like it's not my team, so but
Yeah.
I know it's I think they think it's the way forward. So if you're gonna you're gonna have a go, you put them all like in together and get them used to each other before the semis. I understand how they did it. I thought it was a bit harsh because Sexton was playing well, but Cameron's got a certain thing that he wants his halves and hookers to do, and if they're not doing it, he's got someone that'll like jump straight in and do the job. So Bailey Hayward, he's been great at dummy half. He did miss a few tackles on the weekend, but he's still there. He's still in that line, and he's still creating stuff with the ball. So, and he'll fix his defense up because he's one of the best defenders. And I feel sorry for Reid Marnie as well. So but it is what it is. Cameron's the coach, and that's the way he wants to go. So you kind of Sexton's bided his time, came on, scored a try in the first touch, which I clapped. I was like, that's so good, like massive rap. He pushed up, got in the position to score a try, and brought us back into the game, really. So I'm looking forward to this weekend.
So on the Melbourne game, so you think like Ciraldo has made the decision that he thinks is the best, and you're sort of as a fan now, you sort of accept it because he's planning towards the future, which is fair enough. I love Galvin. I've always thought that Galvin is a 6 trying to play 7 without the preseason, as you say, to get used to the boys.
Yeah.
So you've praised Bailey Hayward. Do you reckon we'd be better off starting Marnie at 9 and then having Hayward come on as lock as he was doing earlier in the year? Or do you actually think like, no, it's working for Hayward at 9?
Well, I don't think they're too dissimilar in how they play. So you go back to the start of the year when it was working and the train was going, and you go, why would you change it? But they're thinking long term. So I can see both sides how you'd go. Cameron feels stronger. We're starting with Bailey. Reid's on the bench. I'd say Breed will get a lot more time this weekend. So then we've got 2 fresh hookers, and I hope they start running a bit more. I think we're missing that a little bit. And that's it's like I said, it's Cameron's job to make the tough decisions. And like you said, I'm a fan as well now, mate. So I'm happy just to watch, and whoever he puts in, I know they're going to do a job. So we just got to back him and follow him and support him, and hopefully it's the right choice.
100%. What did you think of the performance against the Storm? There was a lot of talk about, we lost to the Sharks. We versed an understrength Panthers, obviously, and then before that we had lost to the Roosters, and we weren't coming in with great form. But then we went down to Melbourne, and I thought it was one of the grittiest finals performances by a team in a very long time, given, we lost Critter, who is, our inspirational captain. We lost, Nari Tuala. We lost Kiki out there for a bit. Obviously, that's me, person who's never actually played first grade rugby league. What did you think of the Dogs' performance against the Storm?
Mate, I totally agree. I thought it was an outstanding effort. To lose both centres, and you've got a second row and then the 5'8" going out, and that's a big change to both sides. And they were struggling to get through us. They competed, and I just love the hunger that they've got now. The hunger that Cameron's created, and the mateship, they just work together. If someone doesn't do something, someone else is covering them. And if someone it's unbelievable. I just love watching how they play together, and they look like they're best mates off the field. And that's when we were going through our golden era, that stage, mate. We were best mates. We were going for coffee. We were playing golf, having a couple of beers when we were allowed, and that's how we were, and that's what I can see when I'm looking at these boys. I actually love playing with each other, being around each other, and playing for each other. So it's I hope we go all the way this year, mate. They deserve it.
So, talking about the mid-game changes against the Storm, there's so many things I want to ask. Just talking about the mid-game changes, explain it to a fan who's never played like such an intense, has never been involved in an intense game like that. When you've got to make those dramatic changes on the fly, including losing like your inspirational skipper, what does it do? Because one thing I realized was we we were giving up a little bit more meters when Preston had to go to centre to replace Anari Tawala, and that sort of put us a little bit on the back foot, right? But overall, the whole back line had to change, including Bernard going to centre. Can you sort of explain to us as a professional rugby league player how difficult that is to do on the fly?
Oh, it's crazy. You train every day for weeks and weeks to finish. Like the side you put on the paddock to start with, you finish with. Like that's the best case scenario. And to have both centers go down and move, you've pretty much moved 4 people in different positions. Lost 2, so you're 2 short as well. And that's, stamina as well, like lasting the game. Mate, it's unbelievable. So, I'll give him a massive pat on the back because when Critter went off, like he's unbelievable how he takes control of this team. But if you watch, there wasn't one that just stood up. When they went in their huddle, there was 3, 4, 5 of them all talking, and they were all, we got to stand up. Like Critter's been injured. We've got to start again. Like, let's go. He's brought us, like he helped us get here, but 5 of them took over, and that's probably why they went so well.
Look, I agree with you, and you said something about mateship, right? And that's the one thing I realized. Like this Bulldogs team has that the 2022, 2021, all the way back to even the going back sort of the 2015 team. I feel like our team didn't have, and that's like that camaraderie, that do or die, ride for the boys attitude. I want to ask you about like how a coach does that, right? How does the coach bring the team together such that they become mates, or is it an organic thing? And then, like, how did Steve Folkes do it? The late great Steve Folkes. How did he do it with you guys? And what do you see in Serraldo that he's able to actually do that?
I think they target certain players that they know that will fit into what they're trying to make. So there's no like Kurt Mann, like he's been outstanding this year. When he's on the field, he's unbelievable. Like Salmon, like they're all different kind of characters, but they're all very similar in how they play. And that's what they've gone for. And I think that's how you create it. Mate, it's a good question. You'd have to ask Cameron because if I knew the recipe, I'd be coaching myself. So, but yeah, I think it's just the type of player that, So we had a couple of young trainers, Gary Carden, when I was coming through, and they knew what type of player they wanted. And mate, we went through some hard sessions, but he kind of weeded out the ones that didn't want to push, and that's why we were so strong in those few, like for the 10 years, because we had good Jersey flag, reserve grade, and first grade, like all the way through from the base, from Gary Carden and all the boys in the Jersey flag, like the younger guys.
You say Gary Carden, and I feel like Travis Tuma gives me Gary Carden vibes. Like the bloke is like, he does not mess around, and he's just like, you could, even when he runs on the field, even when he's celebrating, he doesn't crack a smile. It's like, yeah, I'm happy, but he's got that straight face, like we're down to business until we win the grand final. It's full business. Is that what Gary Carden was like?
Well, yeah, mate, he was just he just could work it out. He just could work out who he wanted, and he knew what they wanted, so he knew how to like go about it, and kind of if the boys didn't want to put in, he just put them to the side and keep going with the guys that wanted to do. But the train too, mate. Like it's not finished until you win the grand final, and that's his goal, and like that's all their goals. But I actually really like that. I remember watching Kobe Bryant say something like that He goes, "You're up 3-0," and he said, "Have I won yet?" And they're going, "Yeah, but you're up 3-0. It's not finished. Haven't won yet." And I was like, "It's a good attitude because you don't let your guard down. You got to keep going until you get that win." And hopefully, there's 3 more games in us, and hopefully, he can crack a smile.
So on that, like, I want to sort of round out the Melbourne discussion. Sexton came in and he sort of changed the dynamic. I felt he freed up Galvin, and you saw it sort of towards the latter end of the second half. Galvin was so much more free to run. He wasn't running sideways, but he was throwing good early ball out the back. You saw Sitili Tupanua, who's an absolute, like, the blokes. Every time he runs, it's like they've shot him out of a cannon, right?
Yeah.
Preston made a break too. Do you think? Because I want to ask about Burton as well, right? He played so good at centre, but I'm always of the opinion that he's the best 5'8" at the club, right? But this week they've named Sexton at 7, and Galvin at 6 with Burton at centre. For this game against the Panthers, do you think that, given the way Sexton played and the fact that he's not injured, he doesn't have a sternum injury now, it's been cleared, is that the right way to go, you reckon, with Burton at centre?
Well, this week, especially with Critter gone, I think it is. So he's kind of he's been forced to play this hand. So Critter, I know he's on an extended bench, but I'm hoping that he comes back. I think it'll be a massive boost for us.
Yeah.
But if Critter doesn't play, then I think how they've got it, I think the best way to go about it. So Sexton will keep going, like, be more direct, give Galvin early ball, and then he can give Tracy early ball, like on the weekend. That was a great ball to Kiraz. So hopefully we can do that. I don't think we're going to go around Penrith. I hope their plans to go straight through them. I think everyone's slide defense is that good these days that you need to go through them. You can't go around them. So, but Burton's a weapon. I think you put him anywhere, he can play. He's just a footy player. And you've seen him last week. Kickout gave him early ball, 1-on-1. And he's a big boy, the other centre, I think Howard. And he pretty much ran straight over him. And I was just like, wow. Like, how strong are you? So, yeah. But that might free him up a little bit to run more, which I hope he does, because I think his best trait is his running game. And he just manhandles people. He's a big boy.
He's a huge boy. And as a 5'8", like, but do you think that his running game is more important for our team than his long kicking game? Because I feel like with Burton, the way the process works for us is like, we start, like, we take 4 or 5 hit ups. Burton kicks it to the left, kick our chases, and then he gives us time because of his depth and his height in the kick. It gives the defensive line time to get up and sort of choke the opposition out. Losing Burton's kicking sort of can disrupt our whole flow. Do you think it's or can he still do that from center? Like, is that not going to be too much pressure on him?
Well, if I was Cameron, I'd be having Galvin on the right, with his right foot, and then I'd have Sexton on the left next to Burton, where Burton can just step just inside Sexton and keep using his bombs. So that's how I would be going about it. So then you can attack both sides. But I think when Burton's kicking is going really well, his running game's going really well. Kind of, you get confidence with everything. And when I played, if my kicking game was really good, then I started running a bit more. And they actually didn't know what I was doing until I was doing it. So I hope he put some torpies up. I want to see him. I think it'll be a good weekend to do it, especially to his old teammate. And let's have a bit of a laugh after it.
Yeah, look, I hope it, bro. The Burton bomb, like, there are other players that do it well, but none can do it like Burton. But he kicks it into the stratosphere. Like, the boot on this guy, I think he's got the biggest boot we've ever seen. Like, there was the I think it was Pat Richards from the Tigers. He had a big boot. I'm sure you would have played against him. But even then, Burton's kicking, like, his ability to kick is just phenomenal. Like, and I've said it for weeks. Burton is the key. It's not Galvin. It's not Sexton. It's not Critter. As much as I love Critter, and I think he's a mad captain, I reckon it's Burton, because every time Burton's playing well, like something happens for us. That's genuinely how I look at it. I just reckon he's the key to everything that we do. And it just, as you say, if he can use his running game on the weekend just to get us into good positions, I think we stand a good chance against the Panthers.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. When he's running, our team is the Bulldogs are going forward. Like they go with him. I think same as Critter. Like having the centre on either side, like Critter and then Burton. You got two world-class bloody players. So imagine that. Get it a bit wide. Get the ball early to the centres and let them play. And if they're running. If Burton's running, I think, we'll get on the back of it. I reckon we'll go deep into winning the game, 100%.
All right, so I'm going to ask you point blank. Do you think we can end the Panthers' reign? Do you actually do you think we can beat the Panthers? Even if let's assume Critter's not playing, do you think we can beat the Panthers?
100%. 80 minutes.
Very confident.
Oh, it doesn't. Like big games bring out big moments for yourself, and they all will have a sheet saying what they want to do in the game. And I used to love playing against Joey, love playing against Darren Lockyer. It brings out the best in yourself. Who better to test yourself against the eighth immortal? Why not? What do you got to lose? He's going to be better after the game, win or lose, but test yourself, throw everything you got at him and see what happens. That's how I used to think, and I did some crazy things on early tackles in my own half and stuff like that, and folks, he got into me, but the boys always used to tell me, just keep going, play what's in front of you. And I hope that's what the boys do this weekend. Hopefully they go through them and put a bit more pressure on Nathan. Don't give him as much time with the ball as we did last time. And I think we'll come up trumps.
Well, honestly, that gives me so much confidence as well, because I like everyone. If you look at the NRL universe, everyone's writing the Doggies off. We don't have any chance. Where the Panthers are going to go straight through this and that. But I actually think, from a style perspective, we're probably the best suited to play Penrith of all the teams. We have a very similar style, but we can choke them out. And if you look at the way we played against them earlier in the year when it was 8-6 or whatever, and we lost just because of the charge down, we were great. We matched them, and our completion was only at 70% or whatever, and theirs was at 90. So I strongly agree with you that I reckon the Dogs not only can win, but we can sort of make a statement, not win big or whatever, but come away in the last 10 minutes with a great win. Problem is, Nathan Cleary is he never says die. It's never over with Nathan. That's the problem. It's never, ever over with Nathan Cleary. So I actually wanted to ask you about him. Given that you were such a great halfback and you have such great achievements in the game, where does Nathan Cleary sit for you in sort of the echelons of halfbacks, across rugby league?
Well, in this day and age, to win 4 in a row, he's got to be up the top. He's got to be one of the greatest halfbacks. And what is he? 27, 28?
27, yeah, 27.
27. Well, that's incredible. I actually love watching him play. And the 2-point field goals, he does it over and over again. It's not a fluke. It is not a fluke. He's the Iceman. He's outstanding. I tell my boys, if you want to watch a decent halfback, he's the one you watch, because he's got everything. He's always thinking. He's looking everywhere. So, but going back to that last game that we played against him, they didn't get through us the whole game. They scored off a charge down. So they got to take our boys will take that. Their defense was great that day, and they only scored with a charge down.
So they only scored with a charge down. Our defense was great. I think the other thing this week is if we can plan around Burton being at centre and having Galvin and Sexton attack, I just think it gives us so many more like surface areas to attack from, especially given like Burton's ability to run the ball. And I feel like from centre he sort of takes it upon him to run more. But to hear you say that Nathan's one of the best ever, like I agree. I think the only thing missing from his resume is winning that decider in Origin. I think that's like the one thing that sort of holds him back.
He's still got another however long, so he'll still keep trying, mate, and I'm sure that he'll get that. But you just can't break the Queensland spirit, mate. They're unbelievable. They just keep coming. They're actually, mate, like similar to Nathan Cleary, and they don't stop. They just keep coming until they get the win. So, but he's an outstanding player, and it's a massive pat on the back. He's practiced and he's practiced and he's practiced, and he's pretty much made it like a perfect game, and his whole team know what he's doing because he's a great communicator, and it's going to be a tough weekend at on Sunday, but I think we should get him. I'm confident. Hopefully.
That's mad. That gives me so much I don't know, confidence or because everyone thinks we're crazy as Doggies fans. Everyone thinks that we're going to be out in straight sets or whatever. And look, my argument is always like, well, if we went down to Melbourne and played the way we did, if we didn't sustain those injuries, I am genuinely of the belief that I think we would have won and won well against Melbourne. If we didn't lose Critter and Tuala, right, I actually think we would have won. And look, we were in it until the 75th minute. That penalty to Viliami Kikau, where they copped the penalty kick, was absolute shit. Like that was not a that was the refereeing has just been bro, like it was crap.
You just don't know what you're going to get with them, but it is what it is. You just got to roll with the punches. They'll be right. They've just got to get up in their face, take their time off with the ball, and not let them dictate what they want to do in attack. You got to we've got the best defense in the comp, and we need a 10 out of 10 this week to get over the top of them, and it's very doable. So they had a 10 out of 10 last week, so why not do it 2 weeks in a row? So.
It's a great point. All right, so I guess my question to you now, I want to ask you is there one particular place you think, like you said, down the middle, right? Do you think that's where the Doggies win it, or is there sort of a game plan that if you were to sort of put yourself in a coach's box, where do you think it's won?
I reckon in the middle. So if you can make inroads in the middle, dummy halves getting out, everyone's pushing up, doing that nice line behind, like remember what Anthony Watmow used to do?
Yeah.
Go forward. It seems to drag in the players to where the inroads are going, and then you shoot it wide. Get the ball to Burton early and let him go. And he's that quick and strong. He's got Kikau on one side, he's got the winger on the other side, and Tracy be just hovering around somewhere else. I think that'll be the go. So it's 3 or 4 straight up the middle, get them on the back foot, and then get it a bit wider and keep going.
So up the middle, like we need good forwards, and one of the things that I guess one of the criticisms that we've got is that our forward pack isn't the best in the league. Like our forward pack struggles to make a lot of meters, struggles to bend the line, other than Sitili Tupanua. And you played with arguably the best forward pack to ever play the game. Like if you look at the forward pack, where even the bench that the Dogs had was, if you look back on it, it was remarkable. The bench that we had. You have the likes of Sonny and Thurston and Matua on the bench, and Astasi, like. I think I started that game, but regardless, that was a great bench, right? And a great forward pack. What are your thoughts on the forward pack that we've got at the moment? Like, do you think it's a good enough forward pack that we can go through the middle? Because sometimes I think we don't plan on going through the middle because we don't have the impact and the line bending that other forward packs do.
Well, this forward pack were leading the comp for half the season, so mate. I rate them. Like they are a little bit smaller than everyone else, but they keep coming. They keep running. They push up. They just keep, yeah, they never give up. So, and lots of Kurt Mann and Salmon and moving the ball around. I think we've got a nice blend. And Sestili, mate, he was unbelievable on the other night. Friday night? He was outstanding. He was on a mission, and he hit those holes at 100 miles an hour, and that's what we need. So if he keeps doing that, it G's up everyone else. So, I back them. I back the forwards. Like, it's going to be a tough match, but when you're playing good opposition, it brings out the best in you, and that's what I always say. So they'll be ready for this, and I'm sure that they'll have a go, mate. 100%. They'll put 110% into this effort.
I mean, I still think we're the fittest team in the competition. I think, like, given that we had 2 players down, we lost kick out for 15 minutes, and we were still in it up until the 76th minute against the Storm, who are also incredibly fit and incredibly determined. Like, it shows that we have the fitness, right? And thankfully, like, we've got the depth to be able to go toe to toe with them. So one quick question, then I want to ask you some things outside, and we're going to get to some of the fan questions that we've got. So guys, start getting your questions in. Start asking. I'll send them to Sherwin. Just very quickly, Salmon. So Salmon is a bit of an outlier. With us, with the fans. Not everyone, but I know me personally and a lot of the guys in the podcast. We think the Salmon is too small to be playing at lock. He's not, and he only gets 25 minutes a game. Doesn't run for many meters. As a teammate, right? Like, or even as a fan, like, or someone who used to play. What do you think of that? Like, are we as fans not seeing, or are we sort of just don't have the experience to understand why Salmon is so important to the team?
What I've noticed is, mate, when he's on there for that 25 minutes, he doesn't stop. He tries to tackle every single thing that he can, and he tries to do as many hit-ups as he can. He pushes up in support. He goes so hard for 25 minutes. And then you got someone that comes on like Kurt Mann, who probably plays with the ball a little bit better than Salmon. And Kurt Mann's fresh. So Salmon does his job for 25 minutes. Then they got fatigued forwards on the other side, and then Kurt Mann gets to weave his magic. So then Kurt Mann goes, you got 15 minutes, half time, and then you got another 15 minutes after that. Go as hard as you can, and then you put Salmon on at the end, and he goes back on and does exactly the same thing. He revs them up, he gets in their face, and he doesn't stop. You watch, he'll do 30 tackles in 25 minutes. Well, that's outstanding. He turns up for all his mates on the field, and they love him, so he must be doing something right.
Yeah, it's a fair point. No, it's fair enough. It's just one of those things, as a fan, sometimes you don't really understand, and you think, why is he still being chosen? Like, you could have someone that has maybe a little bit more impact, but yeah, okay, no, I mean, that's fair enough. So I want to ask you, the Bulldogs have a lot of raps on this young kid. His name is Mitch Woods. Have you heard of Mitch Woods? Do you know much about Mitch Woods?
I've heard, yeah. I haven't seen much of him, though.
So, do you think the Dogs are taking a risk by putting so much in a young dude? Because Gus thinks he could be, our next 10-year halfback.
Well, if that's what Gus is saying, Gus knows what he's doing. So, you kind of, you are putting your eggs all in one basket, but they must see how he trains, how he is with the boys, how he plays, and they like what he does. So I think he's only small, isn't he? He takes on the line a lot. So they're probably trying to build him up a little bit and weight and a little bit stronger so he can take those big hits. But if that's the future, if that's what they're looking at, so they've got a plan. So we'll just wait to see if it comes to fruition. So they had a plan at Penrith and it turned out all right. So,
bro, 5 grand finals, 4 grand final wins. Do you think the Dogs are setting up for a legacy? Like, do you see the success in the Dogs' future, like in sort of the next couple of years?
Hopefully, yeah, 100%, mate. They got the right coach.
Yep.
He's one of the nicest bloke you'll meet. He's one of the smartest coaches that you'll meet as well. And mate, they know what they're doing. So they're not looking at the 12-month, 18-month. They're looking at, like you said, 10 years. So if that's what they think, Mitch Woods, like I've heard he's got a good kicking game and everything like that. So if that's the way they're going, mate, they'll put their best foot forward and get him right, and wait till the right time to put him in, and hopefully we see sparks fly and the boys go well.
Imagine him and Galvin, our half 5'8" pairing, into the future. They're all both quite young. It's quite exciting. I want to ask you about the fans, right? How important is it? Let's say we go to Accor on Sunday and there's 75,000 fans there, 65,000 are Bulldogs screaming, Bulldogs, Burden, Critter, like just screaming the boys home. As an ex-player, how important is that? Like, is that genuinely a difference maker?
100%. 100%. Mate, a few people have asked me what are the Bulldogs fans like, and I was like, there's no one like the Bulldogs fans. They are passionate and they follow you everywhere. And yeah, we got 3 games to go. So everyone get out to the game and scream your lungs out, because they love it, and it gets you up.
Why? Like, how? I'm just like, I understand it, and I get that it's an abstract thing, but is there a way like you can explain to us why, like how it makes such a big difference?
You just hear go like Bulldogs, and it just gets you going. Like you just want to play, and you want to play for the fans, and you want to play for yourself. You want to play for your teammates, and like you guys screaming and like, yeah, it just gets you going, mate. You just want to win for them, and you want to win for yourself, and you just keep going until you get that win.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. Do you hear that, guys? Everybody get out to the game. They've got $19 tickets, $10 tickets. They've got tickets for everybody. If you're falling on the hard times, let us know. We'll see how we can set up some tickets. But all right, so I've got a couple of questions. Won't be long. I know you got to jump in 10 minutes, so I'll ask you some questions from some of our members very quickly. So I've got a couple from Jamie. First question is, what was the most memorable game in your career? This is from Jamie Teasdale, a member of the Kennel Podcast.
Most memorable? Oh shit! You can't go past the grand final. Yeah, I still remember the pass I did for Haz. Got across and I ran at Fittler and ran away from him, and he chased me and stopped chasing me, and then I dummied to Benny Harris, and then I gave it to Haz, and he wasn't held up. He was still moving, and then we got the win, and yeah. So, like you said, I was the last halfback to win a grand final, so which is I'm hoping it gets broken in the next few years, and I think we've got the team to do it. So,
well, I'm hoping it gets broken this October.
100%. Sexton's mate. When Sexton came on the weekend, mate, he changed the game. So I hope he does the same thing this weekend, mate. I've got all faith in him. He's one of the nicest blokes you'll meet, and the boys love him. You can see that, and I hope he just goes crazy and pulls off a few good tricks, and we get a win.
But I want him to have the match-winning pass or the match-winning try. Like I want him to just like explode. What do you miss most? And then another one from Jamie Teasdale. What do you miss most about playing?
The boys, the camaraderie. Yeah, turning up each day. Train it. Yeah, it's just the boys. Yeah, miss the mates, and we catch up every now and again. We've got a WhatsApp, and we try and catch up as much as we can. I think Bobcat's trying to do a bit of a golf trip at the end of the year, so I'm looking forward to that. But just seeing, just getting to play footy as well. So lucky enough to get paid to play a sport that I love. So felt very privileged to be able to do that for so long.
That's awesome. What do you think? Who do you think was the most underrated player for the Dogs in the '04 season? Someone who didn't get his chocolates, other than yourself.
Um, it's been said 1,000 times before, but Tony Grimaldi. So,
Wow.
mate, he did the tough stuff. Like he did 50 tackles a game. He would have done 20 hit ups. Doesn't say boo. Puts his hand up and just keeps going. And he's like not only a great player but a great bloke, mate. He's one of the best. And he'd have to be my most underrated player, 100%.
Wow, that's mad. That I was thinking like you're gonna say some, and yeah, completely like this thing completely forgot that about Tony, like good old Tony Grimaldi. Was his name the Lobster? Is that what they used to call him? The
Yeah, the
Lobster?
lobster. Yeah.
Um,
Uh,
so one, I've got a couple more questions. My co-host Dibbo, he couldn't be obviously he works. He's not a bum like me. No, I'm joking. um, One of his questions was why was like in '04 we had a great team, good halves, everything. Why do you think we only won one competition with the team that we had? Was it just the competition was a lot tougher? Like why? Why do you think it was?
um, I think we just we were unlucky. Salary cap 02, which was out of our hands, so it was very disappointing. 03, we got a few injuries really late in the season, which hurt our going into the semis. Like I think we lost a few players just before the semis, and that really hurt us. And then mate, it's hard to come by. Like grand finals aren't easy, and like you got to have the same team playing week in week out, and it's tough to win. Like Penrith to do it 4 years in a row is like unbelievable. I wish we won more. I think we could have won more. I think if a few things went our way, but they didn't, and that's footy, really. So disappointing, but I still got the one, mate. I'm 1 from 1, so I'll take that.
That's so cool. Like there's a lot of drama in the early 2000s with the Dogs, as you know, the salary cap issues, and then '04, whatever it is, what it is. But how did you guys focus? Like, how do you guys keep your focus on the game and the task at hand, and not let the outside noise impact your performances and impact the camaraderie and impact all that sort of stuff?
Well, it helps. What we knew what we weren't doing anything wrong. We didn't do anything wrong, so that it was quite easy. We just put a bit of a no one read papers, no one listen to anything else. Like so, we came in together as a whole, and we said we're winning the grand final this year. That's how we're going to shut them up. And straight off the bat, round 1, we played Parramatta. I think we were winning 24-0 in 20 minutes. And we just and then we just went from there. And that's that. Getting to actually play footy was the toughest part. And then once we were playing footy, we were fine. And we just got on a roll, and that's how you got to do it.
If you just focus on the game, get to the game, and let the noise fade away, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's, mate, I didn't look 2 weeks ahead or 3 weeks ahead. I worried about the week that was coming, and I didn't know who I was playing the week after. And I just concentrated on that one game, who I was playing, and get that win, and then we move on. So, it was a good year. Finished with a great result.
Great year, bro. Great year. Honestly, we still like it's been 21 years since we won a grand final. Like a lot of Doggies fans, like there's a lot of young Doggies fans, that were born after or sort of not or shortly sort of before that still haven't won. Yeah, I say haven't seen the Dogs win a grand final. So, it sits very, very, lovingly in a lot of Bulldogs fans' minds. Like as I was 15, when we won, and I look back on it, and to be speaking to Shifty Show, and now I'm telling you, like young me will be like just laughing. So MKTV is one of our kennel members. He's asking, is it true you and Hasm would spend time practicing the kick chase on your own?
Yeah, yeah. No, it wasn't just Has. I after every session, you got to practice. Practice makes perfect. So I would, even if we got flogged out on the field, I'd stay out there for 45 minutes to an hour, and I'd do kicks to Has, kicks to Matty, kicks to Luke, general, and I'd do that every session. And then if they weren't out there, I'd be kicking at the posts using that. So, but Has always stayed out with me. Same with Luke, Matty not so much, but Matty was a brick. So his go for was unbelievable. But getting back to Has, yeah, no, we just had a connection. I can't explain it. You'd have to ask him. But I'd be running across, and all I'd see is he'd put his hand out, and I just think quick and put it on the toe, and I wouldn't even look up. I just trust him, and I just trusted him that he always kicked. He always wanted to kick. He bloody didn't stop talking about it. But he, mate, my kicks were no good if there was no chaser, and he was one of the best chasers, so it made me look good. So
yeah, and I remember there was a game. I don't actually recall which one it was, but I remember Rabs was making the call, and he said, I don't remember. He said something about Shifty to the boy from Chester Hill or something like that, and it was like this kick was perfect. Like you put this kick literally on a dime, and Hasm was just there. He just grabs it and just rolls over, and it's actually one of the moments that stands out for me. And one of my questions actually was going to ask, like, you had a great connection with Hasm. Was that organic, or was it something that you guys sort of tried to force on each other?
no, it just happened.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, we just, like I said, like we trained after every session, and we just got used to each other, and then in the end, it was non-verbal. It was just a look. I'd just look, and he'd just go like this, so he knew what I was doing. And then if he wanted a grubber, he'd come in, and I'd see him, so then I knew what was coming. So, and it was pretty crazy. So,
Sick.
it's hard to put into words. It's funny. We've spoken about it a little bit, but he was the best chaser, mate. He got the ball down somehow every time. I don't know how he did it.
Reminds me of another Lebo in the team, Jacob Kiraz. he finds a way to get the ball to the line. Like, bro, Jacob Kiraz is a freak, and like we've got some mad juniors like playing in our team. Harry Hayes, Jacob Kiraz. We've got so many young players, man. I want to ask. So Dib Talib is actually a co-host, but as I said, he couldn't make it. He just wants to ask Brent, what was it like having the ogre around?
No, he's good. Oh, yeah. Mate, he was a weapon. Mate, I've never met someone that can knock so many people out with the ball. So he was just a wrecking ball. He just, every week he picked someone and he goes, I'm going to get over him. And he goes, if I get over him and you get over him, he said, we're going to be two in front. And I was like, yeah, that's true. And he just took it personal, and he just didn't stop, mate. He was a weapon. He was one of the best forwards I've played with, 100%.
Awesome. Look, I know you've got to head off. I want to ask you, just give me a tip for the game. Just a tip for the Dogs and Panthers game, and just a man of the match. Just a tip and man of the match.
Ooh. What do you want to score or win or
whatever you want? Whatever you think you can see happening.
Ooh. I reckon Bulldogs 16-12, Burton man of the match.
That's mad. That's mad. I like it. All right, very very close. Thank you so much for joining. I do want to send you a gift from our sponsor, Essence Exchange. So they provide Arabian fragrances that are not dupes. Like they make these fragrances in Dubai, and we've got a partnership with the exclusive distributor. I'll take that with you offline, but I do want to send you a gift just for joining us today from our sponsor, essenceexchange.com.au. Guys, if you do stink or if your mates stink when you go to the game, go to essenceexchange.com.au. The link is in the description below. You get 20% off by using the code Kennel20 Shifty, I'll reach out to you in private, and we can organize what one you want. So you can just choose, and then I'll send it across to you. Thank you so much. I would love to have you on again if it's something that that you'd be keen on doing. This was fantastic. Thank you so much. Any last words?
Go the Dogs. Get
Up
out
the
there and
Dogs.
support them. Get out there and
Let's go.
support them. They need you.
All right, excellent. Thanks, guys. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, get onto our socials, and just give a big thank you to Brent Shifty Sherwin for joining us today. Thanks, man. We love you, and it was great having you on.
Cheers, brother.